drew lines across my body, called it borders, called it land. Sold the rivers to the highest bidder, shook the devil's paper hand. The child with dust inside her stomach watches jets cut through the sky. Same sun burns the gold on their watches, same rain, but she asks me why. I remember every seed they poisoned, every mountain that they bled. I remember names of rivers that the maps have long since said are just resources, just an asset, just a number, just a thread in the fabric of a prophet that will outlive all the dead. They say the market decides the weather, they say the price decides the worth, but you cannot sell the morning when the morning belongs to earth. Burn mountains, borrowed rivers, poison rain. Every deal they signed has left a permanent stain. The poor man's field becomes the rich man's clay. The road doesn't care whose hands light the flame. We were born to tend this, we were made to keep. Every place we strip the soil, that debt runs deep. Lagos boy sells plastic bottles back to the brand that filled the sea, while the CEO takes a carbon offset and calls it charity. They built a tower in the hunger, lit it gold against the black, put a solar panel on the penthouse, never once looked down or back. A child in Jakarta learns to swim, not for sport, her floor is gone. The actuaries calculated it was cheaper just to move along. The permafrost is sending us a letter, written in a dialect of heat, in a tongue that only coastlines and the drowning learn to read. They say technology will save us, they say the future's nearly here, but the future keeps on landing on the ones who disappear. Burn mountains, borrowed rivers, poison rain. Every deal they signed has left a permanent stain. The poor man's field becomes the rich man's clay. The road doesn't care whose hands light the flame. We were born to tend this, we were made to keep. Every place we strip the soil, that debt runs deep. There's gold in the graveyard, there's flood in the street. I don't know who's accountable, but I know who won't need. The ones with the contracts always ask what we need. I say, I'll know what justice is the day that they bleed. Burn mountains, borrowed rivers, poison rain. Every deal they signed has left a permanent stain. The poor man's field becomes the rich man's clay. The road doesn't care whose hands light the flame. We were born to tend this, we were made to keep. Every place we laid our silence ran too deep.
The earth does not forget. She is just quiet and very, very patient.
Soil, soil, every wound returns to soil. We borrowed every sunrise, we spent every sea. soil remembers. We chose to forget, and the interest on that silence has not been paid.